Hey, what up, y'all? It's your boy Lavetti Vegas. This is Beyond the Laughter, man. We have some great guests with us tonight, man. My personal friends and a friend. So, we got some cool people tonight, man. To my left, we got my homie Jeremy Odem, man. He's the host. He's the creator of Laugh With Me podcast. Give it up, man. Give it up, man.
Welcome back, sir.
Thanks, good to be here.
Absolutely.
Right across from me, man. We've been friends before we was comedy. He knows my mama. He went to school with my sisters. He is the superstar. You can catch him Sundays at Quick Draw, 6 p.m., maybe 7 p.m. I probably got the time wrong, but he'll correct me. Give it up for Rashod, Vaughn.
Hey. Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. Glad to be here,
brother.
And last but not least, man, it's my comrade. We were called a duo. We were called a group. I don't know what the hell people thought we were, but we were just friends. We do comedy together. You can catch him at Inner Rail from 6 to 8 on Thursdays, but tonight you can catch him doing music bingo out at Buffalo Wings and Rings. I believe that's right. Did I get it right? I probably got it right. From 6 to 8 tonight. This Monday, give it up for Terrance Gawith.
It's good to see you guys. I'm glad to be here. And now I'm going to take another bite because this food is just too good. Thank you, Korea Garden. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't mention the food is from Korea Garden. We already smashed on it, man, but we had chicken wings because we're the stereotype, you know what I mean? we had the dumplings, which, wait a minute, did we have dumplings?
Yeah.
I didn't even get to try dumpling, man.
Right there.
Yeah, it was one left.
one left.
No, I can't be that guy, man, but we got dumplings. We also got spring egg rolls, and we got crab ragout, man. But, man, if you look at the table, it looks a mess because we already smashed on it. We smashed the food before we start taping. So if you saw the pictures, great. If you didn't, hey, man, too bad. But stop by there, man. Yes, we paid for the food, man. I don't know what's wrong with paying for food. We paid for it. It's a sponsor. I don't know. But it's here, and we ate it, and we smashed. So, man, let's get into it, man. Let's talk about this past weekend. I'm going to talk about it, man.
Before you start, though, you said in the intro, here's my good friends. Oh, and then maybe one friend. I couldn't help but notice
Yeah, I'm in.
how you introduced the other two.
I
know where I stand.
was hoping that it would just like coast over the radar. I was like, oh, nope, we're going to hurt feelings now.
Yep. I know where I stand.
What y'all don't. I didn't. You know what, man? I'm gonna be super honest with you, man. I didn't take my medication today, so I got my imaginary friend that's here, and then I got all my good friends.
Yeah.
It's going to be, is it the kind of medication that's going to have you dropping the N-bomb in traffic and stuff like that?
Something like that, man. You know, it's like it's like I just be roasting people that's not there for no reason.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean?
Nobody would ever do that.
I don't think anybody ever.
Nobody would ever do that.
Let's get into. Let's talk about this past weekend, man. We here, man. Let's talk about this past weekend. We definitely got. Let's talk about the elephant in the room because I know we all want to talk about it. I know everybody is interested in it, so we're just gonna address it, man. Who was the best team to win the NFL playoffs this past weekend, man? Who was the best team, man?
The best team that won. You know what? Probably Washington.
Commanders? So yeah, I like the Commanders. I mean, it boinked though. It doinked in. I mean,
Baltimore?
I think it's got to be Bills, man, hands down.
Bills was smashing.
Bills dominated. But honestly, the Commanders game was the only one that was a good game.
That was close.
That was great.
Because what? It was Eagles blew out the Packers.
Hey, we didn't get blown out now. It was 22-10. That's not a blowout. That's
It wasn't 10 until like the waning moments of the game. So
No.
it wasn't like
it was 16-10. Hold on. Don't sit here and play my Packers like that, even though people think I'm a Chiefs fan. Don't play my Packers like that. Hold on,
His
man.
post next week online will be, man, I've always been a Chiefs fan. You know this.
Well, yeah, that and then did you see his lanyard out there?
My lanyard?
Yeah, didn't you have a lanyard out there?
No.
That wasn't yours?
No, that's
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I saw another Chiefs lanyard out there.
No, that's
Okay, I was like, okay, this.
No, that's not.
You looking suspect right
Sure
now.
about that?
Got him.
Okay, that's mine.
Yeah.
Okay,
I figured. Yeah.
all right, man.
I think it's got to be the Bills, though, man.
Bills
Like,
are
I think they put the most complete and dominant performance into the game last week. And when you look at like the momentum they're building, man,
They're looking good.
they're looking ridiculous.
They're looking
like
good. They're gonna beat the Ravens.
I think honestly, man, I think this is the year Josh Allen even pulls it against the Chiefs if the Chiefs last that long. Like there's something about this offense that's just unstoppable this year, man. Like when they go, they stick with Sean McDermott's deal of anything fourth and short, you might as well go for it. Why not?
Right. Yep.
You got a 6'5", 230-pound dude that's going to barrel through, or he's just going to dunk it right over you, and it doesn't matter. They're unstoppable looking right now.
They're looking good. They're looking good, man. They're looking good. Glad we addressed what happened this weekend, man.
We had to talk about it.
We had to talk about it.
I'm just happy. Well, the thing you didn't want to talk about wasn't the Chargers getting beat by Houston.
Oh man, that was
really.
That was,
You know, as a Chargers fan, we're overachieving.
Yeah.
It was just excited to be in the dance. You know, it was excited to be there.
I just
but at
don't
least,
understand.
But at least, you know what I like about this? At least, like, these teams played each other and knew they played each other.
Right.
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like,
yeah.
They
Good point,
knew
good
they
point.
played each other.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they was just like, oh man, like we're playing and they want to play us. Oh, man, we don't
Guaranteed.
like them. You know what I mean? Like at
Guaranteed
least
the
they
Chiefs
knew.
were not all week going,
Yeah.
talking trash. Oh, we beat this
you
team.
know
We
what I
beat
mean?
this team.
Like,
Oh,
they're
look
not
at this
doing
team.
all that, is it? Like,
Nope.
at least they
Right,
knew.
right.
They were preparing and getting
At least
ready.
They knew they was
Yep.
happening. You know, because a lot of
If you
things-
know, you know what's going on here.
You know
If you don't, that's fine.
I'm just saying, like, at least they knew what happened. It's, you know,
Yeah.
nobody shows up to a fight, you know what I mean, and says, man, they about to fight somebody who ain't there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Nobody does that, man. That's-
It's actually funny you brought this up because on Saturday
Yeah.
I had a bunch of I thought it'd be funny to like roast my son, you know,
That'd
because he does a lot of weird stuff
that
sometimes.
would be
He's just
funny.
fun,
How
right?
old is he?
Buddy.
He's 14.
Okay.
He does a
Better
lot
be
of
old
weird
enough to handle
stuff,
it.
right?
Exactly.
But you know what would be funnier? If you roasted your 14-year-old son and he wasn't there.
Right.
That would be. That
was my mistake.
That would be funny.
Because I did that.
You did that?
I roasted it
That
to
would
my
be
daughter,
funny.
and she didn't get it.
Oh, man.
It didn't go over very well.
Oh,
Yeah, especially when he
man.
found out. It was like, this is talk over.
You should have just had a picture on the fireplace of your son,
Yeah.
so all the family can see it.
They see
Make
it,
sure
yeah.
he wasn't there.
Yeah.
And just roast him, and everybody laugh for like
know.
10 minutes straight.
It just none of that made sense. So like that's why I wouldn't do
Yeah,
it.
and don't tell him about it till the next day because
Right.
you didn't want him to find out because he might have pulled up on you.
Exactly.
Man,
Yeah, we wouldn't want that.
it's wild, ain't it?
We wouldn't want
But
that.
that'd be funny though, right?
It would be funny.
It would be funny if like grown men did that to some other grown men, like post up a picture
going
and,
on.
and
Yeah.
just start
No,
talking.
but that's the thing. Grown men wouldn't do that,
Grown
right?
men wouldn't do that. Grown men wouldn't post a picture up of somebody and start roasting them, and they don't know they getting roasted.
Oh, I've seen it. Grown men wouldn't do that. You know who would? Mean Girls. I saw this whole.
Oh,
movie.
yeah, that
I saw
movie,
this
Mean
whole
Girls.
movie. Mean
They would do
Girls.
that.
It's a
Again,
whole
they
thing.
don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm just.
You'll find out someday, maybe.
I'm just saying that'd be funny. Like,
It would be
let's have a group. Let's have a secret group chat.
Yep.
Let's have beef with somebody,
I like it.
and then they don't know what's going on. They don't even know if they got beef. Let's live rent free in this guy's head.
Yeah.
I hope the comments, folks that watch the show, and you're like, what is he talking
Yeah.
about? Like,
And it'll be so open.
Yeah, I don't even
Somebody
know. I
just
don't
explain
yeah,
the comments.
I'm good. Yeah, I don't know.
I really think that's a good idea though.
It is
If you had a picture of your son roasted
Yeah.
him and you didn't know about it,
yeah,
like
I'll try.
Your son's living rent free in your head.
Yeah, he is.
You're jealous of what your son's doing.
You had a lot of like
wild.
puberty jokes and everything behind his back.
Like you're just so jealous.
My
of
son smells so bad, you know, and
This is the forum to do it. If
Yeah.
we're gonna roast anybody,
and
let's
videotape
roast
it
them
and
here.
show your son the next day. And he's like, well, Dad, why couldn't I come here to defend myself? Because I was too big of a punk to tell you I was doing
yeah,
it.
I mean, I wouldn't even.
Oh, man,
I thought you were
Again,
gonna
to
say
do that.
something not appropriate for public access.
Oh, no, I wouldn't.
I was like,
No, I
there
mean,
you go.
you know, here we
There's
always
a bleep, right?
we-
We could-
I think so.
we always confront when we got a problem with somebody here. You know what I mean? So it's not like
We do
that,
have
but-
post edit too, so you know,
Yeah.
they can take care of any of
Yeah.
that.
So
mouth stuff.
we'll move on. Just like other situations that's not important. You know, but you could probably catch their 30-man show. I mean, somebody. You know what? Anyway, back to the subject. At hand. I got too many shows.
like shots were
I got too many shows till mid-April to be worried about locals. So
That,
back to-
oh, Lord.
back to
Hold
what
on,
I was
hold on,
saying.
hold on.
Say, take a drink, Rashod.
Yeah, I'm
Take
taking
your
a
drink,
drink.
back to talking about some.
Back to
regular
talking about
shit.
comedy.
Yeah, man, we can't talk about a clown.
Increase the
We
piece.
don't talk about clowns and meth heads.
You're right.
Sorry about
Increase
that.
the the peace.
Stop
Okay,
the violence.
In the comedy community.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, peace, positivity.
Positivity. Yeah, positivity.
But speaking of comedy, man, like comedy gives you different perspective, and it gives you roast perspectives, it gives you roast battles, it gives you your ability to talk about life from your perspective, right? And it's that niche thing. I found something very interesting, and we kind of talked about it a little bit beforehand, but Roy Wood Jr. from The Daily Show, stand-up comic, if you're familiar, doing it forever, fantastic. He came out and said recently that journalism is a new form of comedy.
Yeah.
And it literally struck me in a way that I didn't expect, so I'd be curious to see what you guys' thoughts are. Like, what do you think about that comment, and what does that mean to you?
Well, okay, my bad, I had a moment.
Okay.
You good, man?
Yeah, you go.
I'm taking the last spring roll, shameless.
Yeah, go.
At least you're telling me about it.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people just do stuff without telling you. So I mean, I think it is a journal. You said comedy is a new form of journalism because people tell the truth through their comedy a lot, right? And they talk about more topics, and you get it through comedians through their pain and what they say and stuff like that. So I think it is, to a point, the new form of journalism because people tune in and they believe what comics say to a point. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people believe what Cat Williams has said last year, but then some of that stuff we knew was okay. It was a little outlandish. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but that don't mean everything he said was outlandish though. But then look what happened. A lot of stuff unraveled that he really said.
Right.
A lot of people wouldn't necessarily tell you stuff to your face. You know what I'm saying? Like they just wouldn't do that. You know, a lot of people. I'm just saying, a lot of comics wouldn't. I'm just saying. I'm being honest. A lot of comics won't say nothing to your face.
Yeah.
You know, and they won't tell you, but they won't tell you the real. The journalists will give you the real, but not often. If that makes any sense.
Well, think about, like, we used to think, and this was, for what, 15, 20 years ago, we knew The Onion was all parody. It was all a joke. Now, when something happens, we're interested to see what The Onion has to say because they probably have a headline that's pretty true to something that's actually happened. And a lot of people, election night, they'll go to Jon Stewart to see his coverage. He's a comedian. Like, it's all joke. And like you were bringing up Cat Williams, he was just going on the other day about Jamie Foxx. He's a clone. And it's like, sure, he's joking, right? It's a joke.
Right.
But some people
Believe that
they're trying to find the truth
absolutely.
in it, and there's probably a little bit of truth in there somewhere, right? It's interesting. There is kind of a blending of worlds, and people are looking to comedians and comedy and parody for the truth.
I think
it's odd.
too, man, like the amount, like I've realized in my own stuff, how many times I've had to research little things. Like if I didn't know a particular concept that I kind of have an opaque understanding of, but I need a little bit more information, you got to research and kind of figure those things out. And so it was just very interesting to kind of hear Roy talk about that and how it can help you develop your comedic mind, help you develop different perspectives because you grab those angles from different viewpoints that you wouldn't necessarily think about, right? But I thought that was wild. But Rashod, man, I feel like you would be an excellent journalist.
Well, I do my research
Right.
before. I do my research on everything, especially before I'll tell a joke or if I got an idea of a bit to make sure if somebody else did it before me, because great minds does think alike. I'm not stealing, but so I just like, okay, like, all right, nobody have did this or maybe somebody did something similar. Okay, how can I have my perspective, put my own Rashod version to it. So
That's a good point too, even researching the stuff that's out there so you don't cross wires. I found myself doing that before. Like
Do you worry about it? Do you think it's...
Man, honestly, I think we've all been doing this for a while now, right? Like you've been doing this since I moved in this area right about, same with you when I moved in this area. So it's been at least 4 to 5 years, right? And then having met you've been doing the podcast and comedy thing for a couple of years since we talked about it in the last interview. I think social media has changed it so dynamically because everybody's instant. It's almost why I think SNL's obsolete, right? Damn near obsolete because you used to have the ability to wait a week after the news breaks to then go make fun of it because everybody's waiting. Now, the moment it happens, I mean, how many wildfire jokes have y'all seen? Like I've seen plenty. Run the gambit, whatever it might be, there's jokes like immediately. So when you throw that in there on top of the fact that people proliferate the same jokes, that's a very nice word for stealing. but they proliferate the same jokes, man. Yeah, I'm worried about it constantly. Aren't you guys?
Oh yeah.
You worried about people like stealing jokes?
Well, like, or me just like thinking, oh, I got this joke, but maybe I passively saw it on TikTok and I regurgitate it, or it's a meme.
That actually happened to me, and I never finished a joke when I did mine. I'll say TV taping. We wouldn't call it a special. It wasn't really all that. The joke I didn't finish, I was watching TV. This just happened like last month, no BS. And it was a dude saying the exact same joke about Denzel's best movie is John Q. And I was like, this is the joke I never finished on my taping. I had the same joke. I never finished it because the lady interrupted me, but it was the same, literally the same. Because come on, man. In the hospital, hear about the hospital force. I was like, this is the same damn joke I wrote that I never finished. Maybe I seen this before and it was the same thing, or maybe it's just that common because, you know, Denzel's Washington catalog is, not saying it's not long, but his great movies, you know, you're listed down to like 15. You say John Q, you know it's Denzel. You know what I mean? If you're smart like that. So I do definitely feel you on that, man, when it comes to like, man, I'm scared to say this because I think somebody already got this. And then I'll be Googling. I'll Google my damn joke sometimes. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I read a joke on like, let me Google this and let me make sure I didn't get this from anybody else. You know what I'm saying? And even when I watched Eddie Griffin one time, man, and he's funny. And I seen a joke, and I was like, damn, man, I did a joke similar to that. I was at this place called Public House when I hosted a show at Public House a couple years ago. It's like, damn, I had the same damn joke. And I was like, man, I wonder if I got it from him. Because I watch so much comedy, now I'll be scared. I hate watching comedy.
Exactly.
Somebody might steal it. Like, Gary, not to keep talking, but Gary Owen said the same thing. He went before D.L. Hughley, and he had a Precious Beyonce joke. And Gary Owen had it or whatever, and DL went up and said the same joke and didn't get no reaction because Gary Owen had just did the joke, but DL don't watch comics sets either. He waits till he goes on. He's in the dressing room, wait till he goes on. So it's a thing
which is a danger in and of itself for that same reason, right?
So it's like I'll be wanting to watch other comics just because I like me and shout out to Keonis Berry. Me and Keonis Berry got a similar joke about older women. And I would tell him, and we did it. It was at a time me and him, they did like 5-6 shows together. To where like I told him, I said, hey man, I know you got an older woman joke. I'm not gonna do this joke because I know this is your hitter. Like this is just a throw in for me, but this is your hitter joke, one of your hitters. You know, you got stickers with them, everything, the stickers of the joke, everything. So I told him I want to do, no, you can go ahead and do it. I'm like, no, you know, I ain't gonna do that. You know, and then both being black comedians, you know, we might say the same thing if it's like a big white crowd. Oh, this the affirmative action part of the show. Now he can't say it because I just said it. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. Like we'll actually go over our jokes together to make sure we're not saying the same thing or even the same premise. Because sometimes when you just have the same premise, people say you're stealing. It's the same premise. And it's not even the same joke. So it is dangerous, man.
But I think of something, I'll write it down and then I'll, try to create something with it. And then before I've ever used it, if I hear something that's exactly like it, it's like, all right, that one's going. But I don't know that because like you guys are saying, there's so many different variations of the same topic, same ideas. It's almost like, okay, you kind of work your own version of it, your voice, and then if people know you from it, then great. If people know them from it, then great. But it's like, if you watch it on TV, I mean, they own it, but that's the thing. But yeah, no, I guess once I hear of that topic or that variation of it, I'm like, all right, that one's lost.
Well, that used to be like the unspoken rule in comedy. It wasn't anybody's until it got on TV.
Right.
Then it was whoever. And like, that's such an odd concept because I grew up in that era of like, you don't steal.
Right.
But like just hearing that, and then you understand like some people beforehand, like the Carlos Mencias, and even the Robin Williams, which they have the stories about all of that stuff. Like it's just nerve-wracking. Like, and it's crazy too because there's been a lot of times where I'm like, this is so obvious to me as a punchline. Like there's no way this hasn't been thought of before, and I'll be Googling like crazy, can't come up with nothing. I'm like, wow, really? Like really? Right. And then it goes.
Right.
That's the beauty of it. You can just continue to find new variations of the topic. That's why it's like never give it up. Never Google it, but don't think you can't have your like version of it. I think that's dangerous too.
I agree.
Because you just never know.
I think it's created like a level of stagnancy for myself, if I'm being real. Like because it's almost like that analysis paralysis, right? Where you're like, oh man, I'm so afraid of doing something that somebody else is I don't want to do that type of stuff.
Right.
So like I've nixed a lot of my current events jokes, even trying to do them, because I'm like, okay, let me focus on life, because you can't steal my jokes talking about my life.
Right.
But even then, but then you run the risk of like, but is everybody going to relate to your lifestyle? Because
Is your life a common premise?
right, exactly.
Like I even had like a, and I think it's common that a lot of comics have a stripper joke, but mine is actually true, but it doesn't matter because so many people have. It's such a common premise that it's like, even if yours is true, oh, here goes a stripper joke. You know what I mean? So it definitely, you gotta switch it up, and sometimes you gotta talk about life, because current events, those only is gonna be so good and at that time. You're not gonna be able to really say it unless you don't say it as a current event. Unless you say, hey, did you hear about this guy? And then do it like that, and you change that subject or subject matter or other joke.
So all comedians have a stripper joke. Like, what's that say about comics?
We're dirty.
We dirty.
Right. So that actually makes me think of a question, and I'm gonna ask you guys: are you more afraid of being called a joke thief or being called hacky?
A little bit of both.
That's a cop out. That's a cop out.
It is a bit of a cop out.
You gotta pick one, man.
Thief or a hack?
A thief. A thief, because that's being called a thief is like almost like you're not funny or you're not original.
Yeah.
So that's like if somebody ever called me that, I'll be like oh shit, like excuse my language, like oh, like it would be like a cut in the heart, like ooh,
yeah,
you know what I mean, like check, like damn. But it
comes with extra sting.
Yeah, extra sting. Like it hurts. It hurts when somebody else will say that.
I like the acting out like you was like about to do the Harlem Shake or something. I didn't know what.
You better have a seizure right here just thinking about it. Oh.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
I was about to start playing. Take this money. Ain't no way you can make. Okay, wrong song for what's going on with him.
Yeah, wrong song. I mean, class is a classic.
It's a classic.
Yeah.
Goes to jail. Well, he's already in jail. Man, a joke thief, because honestly I got called hacky before and it hurt my feelings. But it was from we ain't gonna talk about who it was from. You know what I mean? I could tell him in his face, unlike some people, but I've got called hacky before.
Damn.
And hacky, I think hacky is worse, man, than a joke thief, man, because hacky is saying that you're just you got no originality.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like hacky is saying like, oh man, we know, okay, black people, white joke, ha 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 ha. You know what I mean? It's like a whole bunch of hacky stuff that you just hear all the time. Oh, I was gonna say a joke I heard about 5 times from comics in the past 2 weeks. I'm not gonna do that. But it's honestly, I think hacky is worse, man, than being a joke thief. That's just me, because that means you're not original at all.
Yeah.
I think it would hurt me more, and this is the complete opposite of what I was just saying about the jokes, but being called a thief would hurt, because I could probably explain it and be like, oh, I'm not, and then I'll just drop, that altogether. If I was called a hack, I mean, everybody's a little hacky at some point, and everybody's got different styles. If that's what I choose to be, is a little hacky is my style, like, shoot, then that's me. Just own it, as far as I'm concerned. But I don't want to be a thief, and I'm not. I wouldn't like that. That would really hurt my feelings. I think that I'm not original enough that I got to take your stuff to go, to go to work. But
oh man, I think I'm about on the fence, but I think I have to go with the thief for the same reason. Man, well, because here's the thing, like he makes an excellent point. There's a lot of comics that are big time that still throw out hacky jokes. Right. And it may not be the whole hour set that they're doing, but it's enough to where it's like, that was like, did you even try for that portion?
It is a comedy special, I'll tell you off camera, because I don't want to burn no bridges, that I watched, and I was like, these are just memes off the internet.
Yeah.
And old stuff that
it's
already been said.
And they make careers out of it.
How'd you just make an hour out of this? Literally, when I was watching it, and the dude was like, give me your honest opinions. And I told him about himself, like, bro, no, this ain't it.
Say that.
Like, nah, man.
Well, because I remember there was a dude I came up with in D.C., and he went to jail for federal criminal charges, and I'll tell you guys about that later. That was interesting.
That was so out the
But
where'd that come from?
he used to do those Little Johnny jokes. Y'all remember that? Like, oh, Little Johnny went down with his grandpa and doing like all the little dirty stuff. And grandpa would just say like, just really like, it would just be really dirty jokes. Basically, just little boy, really overt sexual or racist, whatever type jokes that he would come up with. And this dude would literally do those jokes I grew up hearing from like aunts, uncles, grandpas and stuff like that, friends and whatnot, and would do it like it was his own. And it would be killing in the clubs. And I'm like, I don't understand. Like, literally, he changed only his name, and that's it. The entire joke, the structure, the punchline, everything is the same.
It is, yeah.
But he's made a career out of it. And so it's one of those things where, like, I think you convinced me, man. Like, both are bad. I don't want to be either one.
Right.
But if I've got to be one more than the other, I'm going to be hackier than I'm going to be more of a thief, because I feel like I don't know, man.
No,
I still don't even look at Amy Schumer the same after the whole Patrice O'Neal deal.
Man.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's
that to me is like, and I actually used to pay a lot of attention to her because I was like, okay, funny, original, different. And then the Patrice O'Neal came out with a video and it destroyed everything for me.
But I think, and not to defend her, because he was a writer for her too. He wrote.
Oh,
for
I
her.
didn't know that.
If you look at the end of one of her videos, and she even said it, she's like, he used to write for me. He could have gave it away. He could, but that was verbatim. That was verbatim. We know what joke.
Close to
you know what joke I'm talking. She had a couple jokes, but the one with the window and about, you know which one joke I'm talking about.
Exactly.
So he could have gave that away, but I mean, he was passed away by the time she did that joke. Yeah, he was gone by the time she did. Yeah.
He passed.
Can't
It's been about 10 years now, right?
Yeah.
Right,
14,
yeah, something like
2011.
that. Yeah.
2011. Yeah.
So he passed away by that, but that's why it's even when you see stuff or somebody try to make a joke post, like you be like, is that your joke or is that like honestly, a comic had a joke and I hit him. I was like, hey man, is this yours? Because this is funny. Like this is a good premise. Blah blah blah. Oh no, you can take it. You can have it. I was like, you sure? You know what I mean? Because I don't want to be taking this and then you say it came from this, that, and the third. But we almost out of time for this first episode, man. We did have a lot of fun. I'm just glad everybody got to say everything in their face, and we got a picture we can actually talk about all of us. But this is the end of the first episode, man. We're going to the second episode. It's gonna be a little
Same people.
Same people.
Same food that's been eaten.
Yep. Less animated. Y'all have a great night.